When I picked up the phone to ask my son Max when his wedding would be, my daughter-in-law Lena looked me straight in the eyes and said with a cold little smile, "Oh, we already got married yesterday. We only invited special people." Her words hit me like a bucket of ice water. Special people. I, who had paid their rent of $500 every month for 3 years, bought every piece of furniture in their house, and filled their fridge when they had nothing to eat. I was not a special person. I stood there in the living room of my own house, holding the phone that suddenly felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds, watching my son avoid my gaze while Lena made herself comfortable on the sofa I had bought for them. The pale pink dress I had chosen for her wedding hung uselessly in my closet, along with the new shoes and the illusion that I was part of my only son's happiest day. I had spent $200 on that dress, imagining how nice I would look in Max's wedding photos I would never appear in. For weeks I had planned every detail, even saved $1,000 to give them as a wedding gift. I had told my sister Diana in Chicago the good news and cleaned my whole house, thinking they might come over to celebrate after the ceremony. All of that collapsed in one moment with those for cruel words, "Only special people." Max finally looked up and said, in a voice that sounded rehearsed, "Mom." It was something small and intimate, just us and the witnesses, but I knew he was lying. I had already seen the photos online. Lena's parents smiling proudly beside the bride and groom, her siblings toasting with champagne, her beautiful white dress that I had unknowingly helped pay for with the $800 I'd given her last month. A week later, exactly 7 days after that humiliation, Lena called again, but this time, her voice was completely different. Gone was the confident tone from before. Now she sounded desperate, almost pleading. "Renata, the rent is overdue. The landlord says he'll evict us if we don't pay this week. You forgot to make the transfer." Her trembling voice filled the silence. I remembered all the times I had rushed to the bank to make that transfer, the times I had cancelled my own plans to help them, the nights I ate beans and rice so they could live comfortably. And now, after excluding me from the most important moment of their lives, she had the audacity to call as if nothing had happened. "Lena," I said calmly, surprising even myself, "didn't I tell you I only help special people?" The silence on the other end was so deep I could hear my own heartbeat. For the first time in years, she was the one trembling, not me. "Renata, I don't understand," she stammered. "We were always special to you. You're like a second mom to me." Lies, all lies wrapped in that soft, needy tone she used only when she wanted something. The same tone she had used to ask for money for her wedding dress, for the honeymoon, for the rings. Rings I had paid for, never realizing I wouldn't even see them exchanged. For years I had walked on eggshells, measuring every word, every gesture, every gift, desperate for a tiny crumb of affection from my own son. I had been the perfect mother, the kind mother-in-law, the silent provider who never complained, even when they treated me like I was invisible. But that phrase, "only special people," woke something inside me that had been asleep for far too long. That night, I sat on my bed and cried. But they weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of anger, of frustration, of years of humiliation. I cried for the foolish mother who had given too much, for the woman who had lost herself trying to be indispensable to people who saw her as disposable. When I woke up the next morning, something inside me had changed. It wasn't just pain anymore, it was clarity. I stood before the mirror and saw the same tired eyes, the same wrinkles carved by years of sacrifice. But there was something new in my reflection, a cold determination I hadn't seen before. I made coffee like every morning, but this time, I didn't think about calling Max, I didn't check my phone, waiting for an apology that would never come. For the first time in a long time, I was my own first priority.